Well, you see, this is how it is. I finished up the ninth grade, and well, school already started up again, and I didn't figure I'd be going back because my dad says to me, "You either go back to school or you get a job." I guess I wanted to work because I walked the 2.5 miles down to the plant hoping to get hired. After sitting outside for quite some time, this guy came out and said, "You want a job?" And I said, "Yeah." So I went into work. I think I reminded him of his daughter. There were about 7 other women out there looking to get a job, too. One woman started crying. She says, "I've got 2 kids and you're so young. How come they're picking you and not me?" I said, "I have no idea. Young people need work, too." This other girl I know who works here, her mother knows the hiring guy, so she didn't have any kind of problem getting in. I suppose that's the way it works. If you know somebody and they pull the strings a little bit for you, you can get in. They didn't have me fill out no forms or nothing. I just went straight to work on the bacon. They did show me the plant, though. Somebody walked me through the floor, and there were so many doors. There was nothing but doors. I thought, gee, where am I? It's so entirely different than any experience I've had, and there's a horrible odor all over the plant. I had to start out making cartons to put the bacon into, and then I moved to packing the bacon. I'm only 95 or 96 pounds, and I have to pack these 5-pound boxes of tidbits. You have to stack them up over your head, and you have to put a heavy iron plate on top of them. You glue the top shut, and this iron plate has to go on top to hold them all down. Well, I can't lift those plates above my shoulders, so a couple of men in the bacon room come over, and they lift them for me so I don't lose my job. I'll make over $6 a week, too. That's more than my cousin Mary makes working at the restaurant. I think she only makes $2 or $3. Of course, we have to come in a half hour early, all of us, to sew up our overalls and things. When the half hour is up and we have a bunch of them sewed, then we go and punch in on the clock. They told us we either do that or we don't work there because they can find somebody else to do our job. I hope I don't lose my job.
Corn off the liver, sliced and liver, taking that, 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 sliced and liver, taking that. Corn off the liver, sliced and liver, taking that, 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 sliced and liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, sliced the liver, taking that, 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 sliced the liver, taking that. Cord off the liver, slice and lift, 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 slice.
Just about every week, it seems they switch us from one job to another. You just have to go wherever they tell you. Good thing is, Roosevelt said, they have to pay us so much an hour, but they still don't do it. Gee whiz, sometimes we get paid on Friday, sometimes we get paid on Wednesday, sometimes they'll say, now we're going to go to Thursday to pay you. And if you want to work a different job than the one you have to ask the boss if you could have that job. If he wants you to have it, you get it. If he doesn't, you don't. But see, there are different jobs for men and women. The Kill, for instance, has both men and women working over there, and the work is altogether different. When I went over there to work, I didn't realize how much harder those women have to work than on our side. Our side was sausage, dry sausage, bacon, smoked meat. Casings over there, too. I ran casings. Now I just cut ears off, and that's supposed to be a man's job. And they have a different way of sharpening your knife. I could sharpen a knife sharp enough for my side of the packing house, but it's sharpened with a different edge over there, and I can never keep my knife sharp enough.
1 week's pay. 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 1 week's pay.
See, you have to work 60 days before you could get any sort of rights. Rights to bid on better jobs, better pay, that sort of thing. But what the company will do to you is they'll let you work, say, 58 days, and then they lay you off. Well, you have to be laid off a certain number of days, 2 weeks I think it is, and then you lose all the rights you built up. Then they call you back, and you have to start right back at the beginning. One woman I know, Velma, she's been working over 3 years and still doesn't have any rights. So a lot of us have been meeting at this couple's house down there by the packing house once a week or so, just to see if maybe we can do something about it. We don't talk too much about it, never in the plant, because you never know who's going to report you. And of course, you never talk in front of the foreman. A lot of us meet at the restaurant and play cards after work, or when the plant slows down. We talk about it there too. Some people are scared to get together. It's not that they don't believe in what we're doing. They're just scared of losing their jobs, scared of what the company will do to them. It's mostly the older ones who are afraid. I guess the younger workers have a chance at getting another job. of us are getting tired of working for nothing and trying to raise a family. No seniority, you might say. No maternity benefits either. If they have the goods on you, you don't have anybody to protect you or anything. So we decided the only way was to unionize. Individual people can't go and talk to the company. That's when we pinned our steward badges on and went in and started organizing. We instructed all our people what was organizing, not to say a word on the job. We'd catch them during dinner hour, lunch period, or if it happened to be in the restroom at what they call the gang out period. One guy they claimed was talking on the job. They fired him. So we sent word down that at 3 o'clock everybody's supposed to leave the job and go on out, up on the hill. And I looked out the window and I could see them already walking out. Well, I was leery about going, but I did. After a few days, the company got a bus and went around to all these small towns to pick up workers to come and operate the plant. And the people on the bus, when they were coming in, they would lay down and cover their faces so you couldn't see who they were. A couple of times the union members would barricade the street with their cars so the bus couldn't get through. It got to be somewhat violent, and then, of course, the police were called. I can't say it did much good in the way of benefits, but I really think we got our message heard. Well, the company promised the men their jobs when they came back, and pretty much they all got them back too. Some of the women wanted to keep the jobs. There's some men's jobs that are pretty hard for women to do, but there are a lot of men's jobs that shouldn't be men's jobs. Cutting those ears off. Now that was a man's job, really a man's job. But pulling the bacon around on those hooks to cut off the fatty end, that's all you have to do? Well, that's a man's job, and that really should be a woman's job. I tell you what, though, there's this one foreman who thinks his job is to be like just over women. If he gets his eye on you and he wants to go out with you, you either go out with him or you get the dirty jobs around here, like slicing liver, taking that cord off the liver. And no matter how long you've worked here, if you don't want to go out with him, those are the jobs you get the next day. It just depends on how if he likes you, if you get a good job or a bad job. I know one girl who went out with him. Jeepers creepers, she really had it made. Now the company wants to do time studies on the line. They brought in these efficiency men, proud feet as we call them. They just stand there timing. They time you when they're coming and going. They time you when you go to the bathroom. They stand outside the bathroom with a stopwatch. And if you take over 6 minutes, they dock you 6 minutes of pay. And if somebody don't stay on the job or whatnot, they say, well, you can eliminate that person. So when they came over, everybody tried to stay on their job, because if they didn't, they would just eliminate them. When I was on the line of the cutting floor, there was 5 people on there, and we all stuck together. We never left our stall. We were there on time, we did the job the way it was supposed to be done, and all of us stayed on that job. We was suspended 2 times, but we still hung in there together, and we did win that time study. We all managed to keep our health and not get hurt that whole time. I mean, that's the key. We just stuck together. It was a long fight, but in the end we won. Guess maybe that's why I became a union steward. It's tough learning to do your job right. See, I'm left-handed, and most of the jobs, knife jobs, you can't do left-handed. They don't like left-handed people, and most of your steamers and water things are on the opposite side than you are. My foreman wants to get rid of me because he said, well, I'm going to put you over there opening these lungs, and if you can't do that job, out the door you're going to go. Those lungs, you know, they have all these little holes that you have to cut open. Well, there happens to be this little short, heavy-set fellow that most people like. He knows what's going on, and that's the first person I've really gotten to know. He told me he'd help me keep my knives sharpened, and that this supervisor was this way, and that foreman was that way, and so on. And he told me all about the bosses who don't play fair. We have this one supervisor that always says, I can train anybody off the street. But when you ask him about training somebody on some of the jobs, you'll get a completely different answer. He'll say, oh no, I couldn't put so-and-so on that job because they don't know how to do it. If it wasn't for the skilled help showing me everything, I probably would never make it. After they started timing us, though, when the new people came in, no one had time to help them. And they just put them on the line with no training at all. And a lot of them were expected to keep up. They just couldn't do it. That's why they got injured. Every time the union gets a pay raise, the company just turns up the chain speeds a little more and cuts more workers out. They never allow the time to break anybody in. When it does slow down, though, you can work an hour on the job and they'll come down and tell us, now I think we'll keep you. Now you girls get the pail and wash the windows, the walls. So we were chore women too. But the dexterity of the women, I think, is the main reason why they put the women in a lot of these areas that we consider a woman's job. Especially because of the dexterity of your fingers. And boy, I really have worked hard. I was taught that you don't ever quit a job. You always have to work. And sometimes I come home at night and I cry to my ma, Mother, I can't do this job. And she always says, you can do anything for $2.42 an hour.
I had 29 with Wilson. I was a tongue trimmer. We had to trim the glands off of the back end of the tongue. He was quite a character in his younger days. And I had to go to the restroom. And this one lady said, don't go in there. There's a man in there. I said, you better not be. I gotta go. I gotta go. Oh, I was so mad. I just went all over looking for the foreman. But they had good times down there and bad times.
And you probably miss the people, but...
Oh, yes. But in 54, we had a strike.
Oh, yeah.
People always have to eat meat. I mean, we used to be a good plant for people to work in.
Oh, yeah.
If I had just ruptured this a couple times, they wouldn't let me go in anymore. But I'm better now than I was then.
Yeah.
At my age, if I stayed, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
No, I would never. It was just too hard. It was too hard.
Yeah.
But it was really good money.
Yeah.
And the people were nice. Yeah. There was a lot of friendships that will last, last forever.
Yeah.
That was a nitpicky job. It was too hard.
Yeah.
That was it, lace fat. That's what they called it. It looked like lace on the whole stomach. No kidding. Don't believe the commercials they see on TV. Oh, that's not how it works. That was the whole thing. The benefits were real good and the wages were real good. So that kind of kept you there.
Yeah.
It got a little worse, and I told everybody stop complaining. It may get worse yet, so it did. So, yeah, but then everywhere it did, so, yeah.
Well, I started in Oleo. They discontinued it. Got on night cleanup. I stayed there about 7 years, and then I worked in the kiln for just a few years. And like I said, after your clogs went through your hair machine, well, I staked them out in the right direction so they could be put on the hoist. Yeah, well, you see, we was high enough that it was right there. And, $650 an hour. But see, before they closed the plant, they was doing over 1,000 an hour. But you had to keep a quota. See, then I went in the beef bone room, and I was there 18 years. That's where you bone the beef. They killed your beef and put them in the freezer for a couple days. And, well, like I said, they kept the temperature about 40, 41. Like I said, it made your arms awful tired. I was there 18 years. And then they closed that. And, About that time, it was just a year or so later that they closed all your beef and sheep, and I ended up in the cafeteria. And I was there for my last 7 years.
Yeah, it's so long ago and I don't remember. Somebody used to come down a big chute and they'd split them open, throw them over to us, and we'd watch them in a big machine with breakfast rolling. And then we'd throw them down in a tank, and they'd take them and cook them, and I can't remember what they used for, but they used them. But I was back there on stomachs for, probably, yeah, at the end they discontinued stomachs. Well, I was, what would you call it? Sometimes you send you to the custom word, sometimes you'd be working back there, somebody was missing you, or girls on the machines or something. I mean, you just got pushed around a lot. And if you hurried up too much, well, then you would do.
At the start of the war, the company started a dehydrated dog food department. I got laid off from my previous job, and then I went to work over there in the dog food department for a short time. Fortunately, I was switched to the storeroom on account of there's not too many men left to fill those jobs. For every man that leaves for the service, seems like they hire 2 women to do one man's job, depending on what the job is. And there's lots more men's jobs opening up. Sure does pay a heck of a lot better. When I looked at my first $30 check, I thought I was wealthy, and I've never seen that much money before. Sure is going to help around the house and with the kids and all. The most important thing isn't the money, but your job security. That's what everybody wants, job security. You know what, though? Our new washing machine has been a miracle. Finally, after all these big corporations came in and bought us out, they started selling off all the profit, anything that made money. And that's when they drained us. That's when the company went bankrupt. Those years after the bankruptcy were the most terrible. Everybody hated to go to work, and most of us older people, we just hung on in there because we were trying to get our 30 years in. There was a lot of people that quit, too, that got better jobs. It wouldn't have mattered if we worked for nothing. They just didn't have the product flow to make money. In the last few months, the arbitrator in Minneapolis ruled that when the company took our half pension away, they had no right to do that we were still under contract. But then the pension committee appealed it, and as of this date, we've received nothing. Well, I guess looking back on it, there's not really much I could have changed. Most of us didn't realize at the time what those benefits and insurance meant. We were just working for the almighty dollar. Maybe we should have worked harder for those benefits instead of concentrating on keeping our hourly wage up. Then again, there's still workers only making a few dollars for what they do. One thing I guess I'd tell all the young workers today is to stick together. Look out for your fellow worker, especially the little guy below you. We all had to start somewhere. One thing, too, is to make sure that you know what's going on and that everyone's represented. One thing we used to always say is, don't let one person or two people look like the monkey. Put the monkey on everybody's back.